Hello, all the aspirants of UPSC Prelims 2023. As I have promised that I am going to bring you the current affairs for this prelims. This is entirely a free initiation from my side. Last year we have done the entire course of prelims, but this year because of my tight schedule, I couldn't do a free schedule of prelims. However, as I have promised that I will be doing current affairs from January 2022 to March 2023, here I am coming out. So what is the relevance of this videos? The relevance is, if you see the current affairs sections of prelims, every year current affairs is playing a very dominant role. So in that context, having consistently followed UPSC for the past 8 years in prelims, I am going to segregate all the current affairs subject wise, and I am going to bring before you what are the important aspects that you have to prepare for UPSC Prelims 2023 as far as current affairs is considered. So unlike Astra, where I have a separate module for prelims as well as mains, this is exclusive current affairs for prelims. Now one thing that we can assure you is, once you follow this rigorously, there is no need to follow any other current affairs modules. That may be Vision PT 365, Insta PTs, Insta 365 of Insights. Everything no need to follow, because we have consolidated from almost major institutions magazines along with the regular PIB and the Hindu. So don't make your work complicated. Just follow what I am saying for current affairs and note down what are the important things that I say. If you are unable to note down, you can download the entire slides in the description box that I have given, and you can follow this regularly. Now I have to thank one person who has helped me in this preparation of this current affairs, and he is Mr. Murali Balemula, who has done the R&D work along with me in order to get this beautiful content for you. So our intention is to ensure that out of all the current affairs questions, at least 80% of current affairs in the UPSC Prelims 2023 should be come from our discussions. So it will be with subject-wise module. Each subject contains some 10 to 15 classes. So I have started with economy module, and slowly we will go to other modules also. So this is the course UPSC Civil Services Examination Prelims 2023 exclusive current affairs, bringing you by Mr. Murali as well as myself. So in this context, let's start our discussion. So this is what it is going to be. Let's start with economy class 1 current affairs. No, I have started with some schemes. What are the schemes that are in news? Production linked incentive scheme, National Program on Advanced Chemistry Cells, electrical vehicles, sovereign gold bond scheme, direct benefit transfer scheme, old pension scheme versus new pension scheme. I am expecting out of all the schemes a question to be present in this year. Employees pension scheme. What is this EPS pensions? In that they have old pension scheme, new pension scheme, employed pension scheme, provident fund, EPF, and organizations like EPFO, Employment Provident Fund Organization, Pensions Fund Organization. So like this, they might ask one question. So this year, I am definitely expecting one question to be from this context, because it was many times it was in news. Even the Supreme Court of India has taken this. So out of all this, this is very important. Apart from that, RBI's initiation on digital banking units, emergency credit line guarantee scheme. This was given in economic surveys. TREDS platform, infrastructure, investment trust, real estate investment trusts, revamped distribution to the power sector schemes. So this is related to power sector. Special assistance to states. This will be another important question for prelims. Essential commodities. National Food Security Act is going to be very, very vital. Next, some initiations by G20, and then Startup India Seed Fund Mechanisms, National Intellectual Property Awareness Mission. So out of all this, again, these are the major things that was covered excessively by various magazines along with the Hindu newspaper. In this context, what I am doing is, again, the most important things are this one, and this one, revamp special assistance to states. So let's start with the first article, production linked incentives scheme. No need to remember everything. What is this production linked incentive? This is a scheme for manufacturing sectors. Remember that this is for manufacturing sectors. Now earlier, manufacturing sectors were given incentives in the form of interest subvention. If I have taken loan of 7%, I may need to pay only 4%. Government of India used to give some interest exemptions. Now here, what Narendra Modi government did in 2020 is, rather than giving uniform tax benefits or uniform incentives for all the manufacturing institutions, whether you are doing good or not, what they did is link your incentives to the production. If you are producing more and if you are generating more employment, give more type of incentives. This is what production linked incentive means. Production linked incentive, just remember that. So production linked incentive recently was extended to pharmaceuticals. That is why it is in news. So for a number of sectors they are giving it. So pharmaceuticals got it. So what are the sectors that has been announced for PLI scheme? Like automobiles, aviation, chemicals, electronics, medical devices, metals, pharmacy, renewable energy, telecom, textiles, white goods, advanced chemistry, cell batteries. Now what is important? No need to remember all this. How to remember this? In all the sectors where government of the country or Indian economy has the tendency to rise, sun rising sectors, they have given this PLI scheme. So you can use these type of things. Use your common sense and write. No need to by heart. So just remember what is PLI, production linked incentive, launched in 2020. Now it is advanced to pharmaceuticals. What are the things that they have given? They have given for all this. Now no need to remember all this, because remember that they are sunrising industries. What is sunrise industry? Where you have good potential to become a dominant player in that particular sector. Apart from that, in 2022, they have launched one scheme known as difference between DLI scheme. Now they can ask this question: design linked incentive scheme. So just like this is production linked incentive, you have digital design linked incentive. Now you have to understand, design linked incentive is only for semiconductors. It is similar to PLI, but this DLI is for semiconductor manufacturing, that is chips manufacturing. Whenever you are designing, you are going to get reimbursement. The tenure is for 5 years, starting from 2022. It is for 5 years. How much interest subvention they give? 6% to 4%, depending upon your design. Right? 100 domestic semiconductor companies are going to get beneficiaries. So this is important. So no need to remember PLI, but remember DLI. They might ask this question. This is first current affairs in the news. Next one. National Program on Advanced Chemistry Cell Engineering, right? Energy storage. Now I said the government of India has given, for this also they have given some production linked subsidies. In this context, they might ask this question. So just remember, National Program on Advanced Chemistry Cell is to promote, why it is there? To promote battery manufacturing. Why battery manufacturing? So that you will be moving to electrical vehicles. Again, PLI was given to it recently, that is why it is in use. No need to remember. Just remember National Program on Advanced Chemistry Cell. Cells means batteries, right? So in that context, you can write. Now, in this context, there are two terms that you have to remember. Shunya campaign, EV 30 or 30 goals. What is Shunya campaign related to? Very important. Shunya campaign is related to reduce air pollution by using electrical vehicles. So Shunya campaign is zero pollution mobility campaign. They might ask this question. Zero pollution mobility mission. And electric vehicles 30 or 30 means by 2030, you have to ensure that out of all the cars, 30% of the sales should be in electrical vehicles. Out of all the vehicles, automobiles, it has to be there. So these two things are important. So design linked incentives, which is related to PLI, Shunya campaign, EV 30 or 30. Third one, electric vehicles. You have a gold scheme for electrical vehicles, and that is FAME scheme. What is FAME? Faster adoption and manufacturing of hybrid and electric vehicles. Faster adoption and manufacturing of hybrid and electric vehicles. This was the thing which was present earlier. Right. So who has launched this? This might be a question. This was launched by Ministry of Heavy Industries. So Ministry of Heavy Industries has launched this as a part of National Mission on Electrical Mobility 2011. Just remember, FAME India scheme is for promotion hybrid vehicles. Now hybrid vehicles launched by Ministry of Heavy Industries. What is hybrid electrical vehicles? An electrical vehicle which will be running on electricity as well as on other tools. Say for example, if you are going long distances, so the battery is low, then we have to push that. So that will not be possible. Hence, your vehicle has to be flexible, hybrid. That is, it can run with petrol, it can run with diesel, it can run with batteries. This is called hybrid electrical vehicles. So done. Sovereign gold bond scheme, every year it is in news. So again, only in the year 2016 they have given a question on this because it was launched in 2015. So why sovereign gold bond scheme and gold monetization scheme are there in the country? They are there because in order to reduce the gold imports. That is why you have. Now, who will be issuing it? RBI will be issuing it. What is the eligibility? The bonds will be restricted to resident entities, only residential Indians, not foreigners. So what will be the denomination? It can be in multiple grams, starting from 1 gram up to 4 kgs. You can have it. Last one the last one is, can it be used as a collateral? It can be used as a collateral. What is the time period for these bonds? 8 years, and with an exit option of 5th year, and you'll get regular pay interest, and you have to pay tax on this also. So tax, they are not tax exemption, they are taxable. So that is most important. So this is called sovereign gold bond, launched in 2015, issued by RBI to reduce gold imports, 1 gram to 4 kgs per year per investor, and then bonds can be used as collateral, and the interest that you are going to get from these bonds, you have to pay taxes. That is called sovereign gold bond scheme. Nothing more than this is important. What is direct benefit transfer? Direct benefit transfer means transferring the so-called the incentives of government to the desired beneficiaries directly into the bank account through monetary way. So it eliminates the middleman. So this is called DBT, direct benefit transfer. Now why it is in news? Recently, direct benefit transfer has been increasing day by day with the central government agencies. Now this is what it is in news. No need to remember. Just leave it. It was launched in 2013-14. Now this was working under the mission of Cabinet Secretary. That is important. It is under mission of Cabinet Secretary. Now what is DBT? Directly connecting the central government or state government with the beneficiaries of the project by removing the middlemen. How? You will have an Aadhaar, you will have a account, Jan Dhan Aadhaar mobile, right? Account, Aadhaar, and you will be linking with PAN. All this will be there, and now you will be directly getting the benefit for the work that you are doing. That's it, not important, leave it. National pension system, very, very important. What is pension and provident fund? Pensions and provident fund. Provident fund is also one type of pension. Now what is pension? Pensions are something which are very important to give old age security, to assure old age security. After your retirement, you should have some money to sustain. If you do not have money, then that is going to be a problem. Hence, Government of India has this pension system, NPS. Who are eligible for this pension system? 18 to 60, every Indian citizen. Between earlier, in the old pension system, only government employees were allowed, but in the new pension system, every Indian citizen in the age bracket of 18 to 60 years are eligible for this. After 60 years, now who will contribute? Earlier, Government of India used to contribute the entire amount. You don't need to pay for any pension. That is the reason why government jobs have huge relevance in the olden days. But today, after 2004, you have to contribute from your end, right? So you have to contribute for 60 years, up to 60 years, you have to contribute, and the lock-in period is for 60 years. If you want to withdraw, 25% amount can be withdrawn after 3 years of your starting this pension. Right, only these things are important. Next is only these things. Remember, look why this is important. Earlier they asked one question in 2017. Who among the following can join national pension system? Resident citizens only. Anyone can join this. Indian citizens, they can be non-residents also. The thing is, you have to be citizen. You can be resident or non-resident Indians. NRIs also can join this NPS. Persons aged between 21 to 55. Wrong. Persons aged between the age gap of, I said, 18 to 60 years. All state government employees joining the service after the notification by the respective state governments, correct. All central government employees, including those armed forces, can join the service on or after 1st April 2014. All central government employees, including those of armed forces, joining the service on or after April 2004, they have given. This is before also, it is present. So not only after. After 2004, anyone, even non-employees can also join. So this is the answer. Very typical question that they ask. No. So the central government has introduced this in 2004, except for armed forces. It is not present for armed forces also. Important. Subsequently, various state governments had adapted this. Eligibility is you can be a resident or non-resident. You have to be between 18 to 60 years. After 16 years, no further contributions can be done. So answer is C. Look at Atal Pension Yojana. This is 2016 question because the Yojana was launched in 2015. It is the minimum guaranteed pension scheme mainly targeted at unorganized sectors. Yes, this is for unorganized sectors, Atal Pension Yojana. Only one member of a family can join. Extreme statement, remove. The same amount of pension is guaranteed for the spouse of life, for life after subscription of the subscriber's death. Now, in this, which among the following are the correct quotes? They have asked. Same amount of pension is guaranteed for the spouse for life after subscriber's death and Atal Pension Yojana. Have a look at it. The Yojana mainly addresses the old age factors. So it is voluntary saving mechanism. It can be opened for anyone. So one is correct. So who are not members of any statutory social security schemes, they can get it. As per the Ministry of Finance, the spouse of the subscriber shall be entitled to receive the same pension amount as the subscriber until the death of the spouse. After the death of the board, the subscriber and spouse, the nominee of the subscriber shall be entitled to receive the pension wealth accumulated till the age of 60 years of the subscription. So this is also a correct thing, which means unlike your pensions, Atal Pension Yojana works differently. What is Atal Pension Yojana? Where you have to contribute regularly certain amount. After your death, your spouse will get the amount, same amount. Now, after both people die, if there is still some amount which is left in your contribution, that will be received by your children. This is called Atal Pension Yojana. So that was asked. So this is the reason why pensions are important, as there are two questions. I have given that two questions to show the importance of pensions in UPSC. Now, there are news like old pension system and new pension system. So national pension system. What is national pension system? So in national pensions, earlier it was just for government employees. Today it is for government employees as well as for private sector employees or non-employees also. Right. So later it was extended to citizens. Earlier it was only for government employees. It was extended to citizens, corporates and NRIs. Very important. This is the question. But for foreigners, it is not there. So PFRDA, Pension Fund Regulatory Development Authority of India, is the one which will be controlling this NPS accounts or managing this NPS. And by the way, PFRDA is a statutory institution. All the regulators, RBI, SEBI, PFRDA, IRDA, everyone is a statutory organization today. The schemes allow subscribers to contribute regularly. So the moment you are contributing regularly, then you will be getting some amount after your retirement. That is the thing. Now the question is, what is the difference between old pension scheme and new pension scheme? In the old pension scheme, if you are a government employee, government used to keep all the amount. But here, you have to pay amount after January 2004. Pension guaranteed by the government? Yes. Here there is no guarantee pension. What do you mean by this? If you are not contributing to this, you will not get pension. Amount of pension is 50% of the last withdrawn salary in the old pension scheme, last withdrawn. But here there is no link with the last pay, which means whatever you have contributed, they will divide and they will give it. Dearness allowance is given. What is dearness relief? Dearness relief means the benefit that you are going to get because of the increased cost, like inflation. Then that is also counted here, but that is not counted here. Amount of commutation allowed up to 40%. This is not no option, not important. Leave it all this. General pension fund eligibility, yes, no, not important. Leave all this. So remember only these things. Contribution, old pension scheme, government used to contribute. Here you have to contribute. Pension guaranteed by the government. Yes, here there is no guarantee. Amount of pension is 50% of last withdrawal. There is no link here. So today everyone be a part of the new pension scheme. In the old pension scheme, I have said what is dearness allowance, calculated the percentage of basic salary, adjustment for study increase in the cost of living. That is what I said, right? No need to remember all this. Just remember the articles that I have, points that I have said. So, employees pension scheme launched in 1995. Now, employees pension scheme is under EPFO. This is separate from OPS and NPS. EPS, Employees Pension Fund, is taken care by Provident Fund organization known as EPFO. So, EPFO speaks about employees pension scheme or employees provident funds. So the scheme provided by EPFO makes provisions for pensions for the employees in the organized sector after the retirement of 58 years. So it is up to 58 years, both here pensioner, organized sector, not only government. Anyone can participate in this. Both the employees contribution will be there, employees contribution will be there as far as this is concerned. So remember that, nothing more is important. So if you are getting confusion for what is all this, so remember this. I will make you much understand this at a very faster rate. Now see, what is pension? Pension is old age security. Remember that. How old age security? By giving assurance that once you become old, every month you get some support in form of money. For example, take Jagananna pension scheme, pension kanuka. State governments are giving pensions. For whom? For those people who are vulnerable, right? Old age people, widows, disabled, pensions. So that is one thing where they cannot contribute. As a result, government is giving from its pocket. Now consider this. So this is old age pension scheme. Earlier, in the olden days, before 2004, you have pension scheme known as old pension scheme. Before 2004, hence it is called old. Here, all the government employees used to get half of the last drawn salary as their pension. Last drawn salary as their pension. For this to get, Government of India and state governments used to contribute for employees, government employees. But after 2004, it was opened to everyone. However, contribution is not done by governments. Rather, the contribution has to be done by government of plus employees themselves has to do it. And if you are not an employee, government won't contribute it. You have to keep from your pocket. This is about pension scheme. Now, what about private employees? For private employees, you have PF accounts, Provident Fund accounts. So in PF accounts are controlled by EPFO. This is controlled by Provident Pension Fund Authority of India, EPFO. Now, Provident Fund is one type of pension for private employees. So you have to contribute 12%. In this, 8% will be going to the EPS account, Employees Provident Pension Scheme, and the rest of the things will be given to PF account. As a result, EPFO is a part of, some part of EPFO amount or PF amount will go to pensions, and the rest of the amount will be going into PF account. So in this EPFO, 12% has to be contributed by the employer, 12% by the employee. So this is the thing. Here around 10%. No need to remember the percentages, just remember these things. So this is about that entire discussion about pensions. So what are digital banking units? So Pradhana Mantri, Prime Minister has dedicated 75 digital banking units. It was announced in 2020-23 budget. So what exactly is this pension, or what exactly is this digital banking units? Digital banking units means a digital banking unit is specialized bank or a hub for minimum digital infrastructure. Nothing, they are the normal banks providing digital infrastructure. This is called digital banking. They are normal banks with the digital infrastructure. So it is an initiative of RBI and participating banks. As per RBI, all the commercial banks in India, other than regional rural banks, payment banks, and local area banks, other than differential banks, with past digital banking experience are asked to open DBU. Now, what is the advantage? Digital products can be there, like online banking or online transactions can be done. So, neobanks, there is one more concept called neobanks. Neobanks are those banks which are financial institutions which have only online presence, like Paytm. They do not have physical offline access, right? So, neobanks are the banks which are having only online presence. This is the importance. So digital banking units are regular banks which will have digital infrastructure. Digital infrastructure means for banking, whatever the infrastructure that is required, that is the thing. Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme. Just remember two things. Emergency Credit Line Guarantee was launched in 2020. It is a part of Atmanirbhar Bharat package. Now what is this Emergency Credit Line Guarantee? So it is giving guarantee for the banks who are lending it to some micro, small, medium enterprises or industries, and if the industries are failing to pay back, government will pay them. This is called Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme. Only this thing, nothing is important. Now, what is TREDS portal? TREDS portal, the government mandated in 2017 that all central public sector enterprises has to be registered on TREDS, Trade Receivables Discounting System. Now, what is this trade receivable discounting system? Now, say that there is an MSME and there is a central public unit, say Vizag Steel Plant. They have purchased some raw materials from MSME. Now, rather than paying amount, what they will do is they say that I will pay amount after some time. After the month end, I will pay. But until the month end or until 3 months end, whenever they are clearing, they cannot wait. MSMEs will not have money. So what they will do is they have to generate an invoice in the TREDS portal. This is a platform, TREDS platform, online platform, where you have to generate an invoice. So the Vizag Steel Plant generates invoice and that invoice is given to MSME. Now MSME uses this invoice, they goes for a bank and they deposit that invoice and they get the credit. So this is to ensure that there is timely credit for MSMEs. You have TREDS portal. That's it. What is Infrastructure Investment Fund? Infrastructure Investment Trust are pooled investments. So these are some vehicles or organizations to pool money for infrastructure projects. Just remember that, to pool money for infrastructure projects, it is there. Now they are regulated under SEBI. Remember that, that is more valuable. So for infrastructure projects, you have InvITs, and if you are pooling money for real estate, it is called REITs, only that thing. Revamped power distribution system. They can ask this question, this is for what? Revamped distribution sector. It is related to what? It is related to revival of DISCOMs, distribution companies. So this is the thing, just remember this is related to DISCOMs. And what are the various schemes that Government of India has launched for Ministry of Power or under Ministry of Power? Saubhagya Har Ghar Bijli Yojana. Right. Next, integrated power development schemes. All are outdated schemes, no need to remember. My friend has given this for understanding, but not important. Just remember this, RDSS is for this one. Special assistant to states. This is very important. Now, after COVID-19, Ministry of Finance started giving some states, as states are facing revenue deficit, they started giving special assistance. How? It was in the last budget. Ministry of Finance said that we are going to give 50 years interest-free loans of capital to the states. Now any state government can take that loans and they are interest-free, they can use for capital assets. Right. So this is called 50 years interest-free loans capital investment. This is important. Special assistance is rupees 50 crores, 50 years interest-free loans. And the projects has to be not less than 5 crores. Capital projects has to be not less than 5 crores. So for that, you are giving this infrastructure in the Northeast. It can be from 2 crores. So special assistance as states do not have money. Essential commodities. So who declares essential commodities? That is the only thing. Department of Consumer Affairs or Ministry of Consumer Affairs. That is the thing that you have to remember, nothing else. What are essential commodities? Commodities which are very essential for regular use. Bureau of Indian Standards. Bureau of Indian Standards is under which ministry? Ministry of Consumer Affairs. It was an it is an statutory body under BIS Act. What it is responsible for developing Indian standards. That's it. Next one. National Food Security Act, very important this year. The act was launched in 2013, and what are the major things in this National Food Security Act? It is implementing food security issues. So almost 2/3 of the Indians are covered in this, and it is legally guaranteeing the food for the people, and it gives subsidized food at ₹3 rice per kg, ₹2 wheat per kg, ₹1 for coarse grains. Along with this, pregnant and lactating mothers are also given some support. That is, every day 600 calories of rice has to be, 600 calories of meals has to be given to pregnant women and lactating women. The children between the age group 16 to 14 years are getting midday meals under National Food Security Act. Very important. Who are eligible? The elderly woman in the household for 18 years is eligible to get the ration under this. So elderly women. Grievance redressals are there. For maternity relief, 6,000 rupees is given for pregnant and lactating mothers. So these are very important. National Food Security Act. So what you have to remember, entitlements. So for below poverty lines, they are going to get 5 kgs per person, 35 kgs, and for priority sector holdings, they are going to get 5 kgs. Not important. Subsidized food grains, remember. Support for women and maternity benefit is also given under this. So National Food Security Act also covers midday meals. Right, remember that. Now G20 Digital Innovation Alliance. So Digital Innovation Alliance is of which organization? They can ask G20. This year, definite question on G20 countries. So remember the countries, very important, G20, and we are celebrating this because India is the presidency. So they have some stay safe online is the campaign of which country or which group? G20. They can ask this. Stay safe campaign is initiation of which group? G20. And it has Digital Innovation Alliance. Digital Innovation Alliance and Stay Safe campaign belongs to G20. So remember both. They can directly ask this. Startups in India. So Startup India scheme was initiated in 2016, and you have more than 100 unicorn startups. So they can ask this question. Recently, unicorns, gazelles, cheetahs are in use. What are they? So they are startups. Now what is a unicorn? Unicorn is a startup. Companies founded after 2000 and valued at least $1 billion. So if there is value is $1 billion, it is called unicorn. In India, you have more than 100 unicorns today. Which means they were started after 2000 and their annual turnover is more than 1 billion. Now gazelles. Gazelles means between 500 millions to 1 billion. If it is between, it is likely to become a unicorn in 4 years, you call it as a cheetah. So these are the things they can ask this. Unicorn, 1 billion, less than 1 billion gazelles, 500 billion. So if it is going to become a unicorn, then that is called cheetah. National Intellectual Property Awareness Mission was recently held. Now what they can ask, to whom this is applied? It is to create IP awareness, intellectual property awareness among the students belonging to class 8 to class 12. This might be question. Launched when? It was launched in 2021. Who is the nodal agency? Obviously, Intellectual Property Office, which is under Ministry of Commerce. So intellectual properties are under Ministry of Commerce. So we have National Intellectual Property IPR policy of 2016. So just remember, this mission is for students between 8th class to 12th class. So this is the first theme in our discussion. I know this is a bit dry. We'll try to make it much more easy. So let me quickly go through this. What are the important things? With a quick revision of the index. In the index, you have old pension scheme versus new pension scheme is very important. Employment employees pension scheme is important. Digital banking units important. Red platform important. And then special assistance for states, that is 50 years interest-free loans is important. And Stay Safe campaign and the Digital Innovation campaign along with National Food Security Act are very, very important. This is the thing for class 1. Thanks for joining guys. Have a great day.